Hey everyone, it's Jeannie from A1 Vacuum and Sewing, and hey, thought I'd say hi to you. Okay, it is messy in my sewing room right now, but I thought I would do a little video for you, showing you the Aveneer and going through some of the accessories that come with the machine, and maybe doing it a little bit more in depth. Because sometimes people don't know what all the little bits and pieces are. And I don't even know if I'm going to know what all the little bits and pieces are. I just took my Aveneer out of the box. I've had it for a couple of weeks now, but I've been so busy. I sewed on the one in the store today for the first time, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So I knew it was going to be amazing, but finally getting my hands on it and using it and feeling it, it's amazing. So if you've been on the fence and you haven't been sure, get it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the machine and the accessories, and I'm going to over. So here we go. Here's my Aveneer. She is beautiful. I did not get the LE. I was on the fence, and it really, for me, I was like, do I really need it? And I know some of our customers wanted it so bad. So I said, let me give it up for somebody that wants it so bad. So I have the regular Aveneer, and it's beautiful, and I'm super happy with it, and I'm not really feeling like I'm missing out. So there's the machine. All right, let's start with hoops. So here's my fancy table, and that's where I have everything right now. So we're going to start with the hoops that come with the machine. So you are going to get the 4x4, the 5x7. This is the 10.5 by 10.5. It's really 10 5/8 by 10 5/8. That came with the Stylus and the Luminaire as well. And here is the Mac Daddy. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if we're going to have room. You can see it is almost, geez, it is like as big as the machine. So this hoop is going to be your, I think it's 11 and 5/8, and everything is listed here. So if you're not sure, it says it on here, 11 5/8 by 18 and 1/4. And it's a good, if you're one of those people that gets confused about what hoop is what hoop, then I would go ahead and label these. And label this one, this your 4x4 and your 5x7. Of course, that is the embroidery field and not the actual size of the hoop. So, and yeah, and the larger ones say it on there. So it's going to say the size on there. Okay? These are the hoops. You're going to want to supplement and get some of those in-between sizes. And if you want, reach out to us because we'll give you some fantastic deals. Like, this is huge. Like, really, this is absolutely huge. Think about what you could do if you were doing edge to edge and how quickly you could do it. Like, if you did a full-size quilt, I mean, maybe it would be 10 hoopings. I don't know. I mean, it would 16 hoopings. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the hoops to the side for now. What I was told on this hoop is this hoop, because you're going to have the little cinchers down on this, is it's a dive down. Meaning this is the top of the hoop with the arrows. And you're going to put this down first, and then you're going to settle that part in, okay? You have the rubber on the sides right here to kind of hold it. So that's a little gummy, but you don't put it in here and push it down. This has a recessed lip here. Do you see that? It's kind of recessed on the side. So it is, and you've got to match your arrows to the arrows over here, and you dip it down, and then you settle this in there. And then you can cinch these on both sides. So this cinches this way and this cinches this way. And you have this amazing hoop. And there are designs that fill the entire hoop. Oh my goodness. You are so beautiful. Can't wait to use you. All right. Let me show you the embroidery arm. The embroidery arm. It's big. It's beautiful. I'm going to set it right here. I'm not going to put it on the machine right now just because I want to have the space. Let me slide this over a little bit. But when you do put it on, oh my goodness, I'm out of breath. Here we go. I'm just going to slide this back a little bit. When you do put the embroidery arm, there is a piece that came with it that is support. Haven't put it on yet. I don't even know how. Do you like this? This is A1 style. Flying by the seat of our pants. This is a support table for the embroidery arm. And see how that pulls back? I did figure that out. I probably should look at the manual, right? But that's not how we roll. So it goes like that. And let me see if I can. Goes on the back. Whoop. Okay, I paused the video because I was like, where does this go? Let me show you. It's actually going to go here on the back of the machine. So you're going to see right here. Let me get in a little bit closer. Do you see the little arrows? So that is where it attaches. And I'm sorry, I can't get you a better angle. Let me see if I can. Better angle, camera. Ooh, ooh. Okay, there we go. So you have this little pullback. And it goes right here. So you have two arrows on the very top of this. Those two arrows point at those two arrows, and they kiss. And I'm just pulling back on this trigger. Whoop! Sorry! Let me hold it there. I'm pulling back on this trigger. Do you see how it makes those parts go together? Pulling back on that, and that goes right on there. Slides on, and this is going to be support. So when you put your embroidery arm on, the upper part has support right here. And so mine is going to abut the back of, don't judge me, my sewing room is messy, but mine is going to abut that part of the table, so I'm probably not going to need it. But if you have this sitting on your tabletop, you're definitely going to want to put that on there. And it's nice. It's kind of like having like a little bit of an extension table, right? You could leave it on there all the time if you want. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to rearrange again, and I'll be right back. All right, let's continue on. I'm going to pull up my sleeves because now we're going to go deep. All right, you've got your scanning mat. So it's going to come with a scanning mat, but quite honestly, at this point, I really like to go USB, straight into Design Center. So I haven't been using the scanning mat as much, but if you want to, this is your scanning mat, and then it comes with the 6 magnets. And that's something we show you how to use in your class. So that's your scanning mat. What else is in here? Here is our beautiful accessory box. I love this accessory box. I love that it's a clamshell. Like, I love that. And you can just open it up. This lives in my cabinet next to my machine. And I leave it open all the time. And then my trays sit right over here. They fit perfectly. Let's maybe give you a better view of that. How's that? Do we need better lighting? How's that? Better? Shadows? Okay, I'm not the filming queen. And then all of the trays, let's swing it around so they're right side up for you. They just sit over here on this side of your tray. They're meant to just sit nicely like that. All right, and then you have a spot right here. This is going to be for your dual feed foot. Let me grab mine. Just getting all of my stuff out for the first time. It's so exciting. Some of you have never been shown how to put this all together, so I'm going to show you right now. This can be your unboxing and setting up video. So this spot right here is made for your dual feed foot, either the compact one, or if you have if you don't have this machine, you have a Luminaire or Solaris, your compact foot fits in here like this too. So it just does this, and see that little cutout right here? That is for your cord. So let's go ahead and set that in there. It comes with one sole. This is the regular zigzag sole. And your soles fit over here. So I'm just going to take this and put it on that side. You can just pop it right in. DF, dual feed. There we go. I'm a packaging hoarder, so I like keeping all of this stuff. I'm going to put it back over here. What else is in here? Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to use this. I'm really excited about this. This is the free motion foot. I am not, and you'd probably be like, you're excited? You don't even do free motion. I know, but I watched it demo and I'm just so blown away by it. I just cannot wait. So I think this spot here is for it. I don't know for sure, but I was looking at it, I go, oh, I bet that goes right in there. Does it? Does it? Like this? Oh yeah, look at that. And then it looks like it has a little spot here for the cord. I don't know how that works, but maybe it goes like this. Does that look absolutely amazing? All right, so that's where that lives. And then it comes with a couple different accessories. There's the open toe. That's your stitch regulated foot for free motion because this machine is stitch regulated. And if you look right here, it says SR. I am guessing, haven't seen it, but I'm guessing these are going to fit right in here. So that is your open toe. Comes with a closed toe. Do you hear that banging on the door? That's my dogs. They're like, let me in. Okay. And then there is one more. I think there's one more for echo quilting. Be careful. Go through your stuff. Don't just throw things away. There's little bits and pieces everywhere. So this is the echo quilting one. See that? I should be showing them to you closer. That's for echo quilting. And honestly, I don't know what that's for. Maybe there's another accessory that you can get. Here's closed toe. And open toe. Okay. I was like, Patrick, I'm going to keep all my, I'm not the type that hoards boxes anymore, but I used to be. I like every single box I kept. I don't know if you guys were like that too, but I don't keep them anymore, but I feel like I should keep all of this. All right. I'm reaching in and making sure I'm not missing anything. What is this? This is your straight stitch needle plate. When do you use your straight stitch needle plate? I have a customer who's had other machines. If you've had other brands and this is your first time having a brother, I would use your straight stitch needle plate because this has just one little round hole as opposed to the zigzag one that has a big hole here. So you can do zigzag stitches and stitches that have width. If you are sewing and your fabric is getting sucked down into that hole, then maybe you want to put on your straight stitch needle plate. You might want to put on your straight stitch needle plate if you are chain piecing. And you want your fabric to just ride on top. The other time I would use your straight stitch needle plate is when you are free motion quilting. So you definitely want to use it then because because you're moving your foot around or your fabric around, and sometimes those stitches get pulled left and right, the straight stitch needle plate is going to keep that stitch right in line. So you want to use it when you're free motion quilting. Something I want you to do is I want you to go ahead because you're going to see your straight stitch needle plate comes with the bobbin cover with the marks. I love that. If you look at the machine, it comes with the one without the marks. So what I want you to do right away is I want you to go ahead and, hang on, let's see if this will stay down for me. Let me tighten this up. Okay, tighten this one up. Okay, I want you to take this one off. I want you to take this one out of your straight stitch needle plate. There you go. And I want you to pop this in. There you go. And then you don't want to lose this one. Just leave it here in your straight stitch needle plate and then you can interchange them. But I like this one being on my machine, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off right now and put it on. All right. For me, I like my straight stitch needle plate to live in my accessory case because I do want to be able to get to it. And I like to store mine upside down so none of these things get bent. So I like to store it just like that. Whatever you want to do is up to you. You be you. I'll be me. Just a recommendation. All right. Next, isn't this exciting? Okay, I'm going to dump all of this stuff out and we'll go through it. Because maybe somebody's never even told you what this stuff is. And maybe if you knew, you would use it. Here is, I love this screwdriver. This screwdriver is the best for when you change out your needles because it has that little ridge on the ends. And so when you go to change out your needle, you can put it on here and it won't come off. Do you see? So now you can just turn it and unscrew it. You know me, I like my green handled screwdriver, but this is my second favorite. So it doesn't fit everywhere, but it fits here perfectly, and that's what makes it so special. You're a very special screwdriver. I'm going to put you in here. Scissors. I never use mine, but these are great. I mean, they're nice and sharp, and they're a great extra pair of scissors. You also have this. This is your, if you don't know what this is, I'm going to show you right now. Your machine is, they call it mid shank, but it's like high shank, and that's where your shank screws on. It screws on high. This should never be loose enough for you to undo by hand. I'm going to grab this accessory, which comes with your machine. Here it is. It's beautiful. This is your is it called a multi-tool? I'm going to use it right now. Sorry if I'm jumping around, but we're going to go through all of this, and you're going to be so educated when I'm done. So this little multi-tool has 3 different settings, 1, 2, and 3. So there is a screwdriver in here, and you can set it right here, position number 2. That's a great position if you want to unscrew something right here where you don't want a long handle in the way, right? Then you have, or you can use it other spots. I could use it like right here. I can use it right here. Then you have position number 1 right here. Same thing. You can just use it here wherever you want to use it. The third position is to swing it all the way in. And can you see this screwdriver right there? There's the screwdriver part. Now it's perfect to use on your hoops. Let me grab one of my hoops. I'll grab one of these. Okay, right here. So if you want to tighten this up, you can use your little fingertips, but sometimes that can be hard, and sometimes it can make your fingertips sore. Or you can set it up to position number 3 where the screwdriver is right there, and put it on this, turn it until it catches. There it is. And then it's so much easier to grab this whole thing and turn than it is to just use your little fingertips. And sometimes, like I said, they get hard. I know some people have those little gummy things on here that they'll use to tighten it. So when it's in that position on the hoop, on the screwdriver on the hoop, you can also use it in that position right here on this screw. So I'm going to show you that. You can just put it on here, and then we can unscrew this, which I'm going to do right now because I'm going to show you how to use that. Where are you? Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Are we turning here? Hang on, I'm holding the filming arm with one of my hands too. Are we in there? There we go. Okay, just like that. All right. And then I'm going to take the shank off. So this is high shank because the screw screws up high. You have low shank accessories. Sometimes when you put a, I'm going to grab something and show you. I'm back. Okay. Maybe you have this accessory and it is a free motion hopper foot. It hops along your fabric like that. This goes over the needle bar. When you put this on your machine, I'll put it on right now. Okay, so it's on there. I'm going to put my foot down. I compare this to like me sitting on a bar stool my feet dangle. They don't reach because this is a low shank accessory. It goes onto a low shank machine. Same thing will happen with this. This is a low shank walking foot, which you would never really use on this machine because you have the most amazing walking foot in the world. So why would we use this one? But I have this because it's a great walking foot and I use it on my other machines that are low shank. But if we were to put this on here, we would have the same issue. Low shank accessory. When I put my foot down, look it doesn't reach. Okay, so if for some reason you have a low shank accessory that you're dying to use with this machine, you got to take off. You're going to take that off and you are going to take this screw completely out. Do you see that like half moon there? That fits onto this bar. And you're going to put this on. There, my foot's up. Put it on. You're going to screw it in. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. And now your high shank machine, your mid shank machine, whatever we want to call it. I'm just going to hand tighten this because I'm not going to use it right now. Is a low shank. Is a low shank machine. So now we can go ahead and this adapter comes with another screw. Here it is. I'm going to screw that in a little bit. You have a little extra lift. Don't be afraid to use it. And now this goes on. And now we can use your low shank accessories. Okay? There we go. So that's what that adapter is for. I've never used it because I have other free motion feet that work with this. And I have a different walking foot that works with this. So I just haven't felt like I've needed this. But if you didn't know what that was for, now you know. Okay? Hang on. Stay arm. And I'm going to go ahead and take this all off. And sorry that is popping up. You do have to remove this completely. When I store this in my machine, I store it with the screw in there because it's really easy to separate and you need them together. And I'm going to go ahead and put my regular J-foot back on. I'm going to hand tighten it. And then I'm going to take my screwdriver and I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. It should never be loose enough for you to undo by hand. Okay. There, nice and tight. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So this is going to go in here. I'm going to put these away. These did not come with the machine. I just wanted to show you how to use that adapter tool. So this is going to go away. All right. This has a little spot. Does it have a little spot? Oh, you know what? It lost its little spot. It used to have a little spot that this got stored in. I like this tool. So if you want, you can store it on the top of your machine. But I quite honestly have other tools that I love more, like my green handled screwdriver. So I'm just going to put it in here. I call this the useless screwdriver. But it does have one use that it's very useful for. So I'm gonna come back to this one. I'm gonna put this over to the side. Spool caps. 1 large, 2 medium. One is in your packet, and then the other one, surprise, surprise, comes on the top of your machine right here. So there's your other one. So you get 2 medium spool caps. And then 1 small. Make sure you use the right spool cap for the job. You have twin needle. And did you know you have a little spot for that? So here's your spot for your little twin needle. It goes right over here. Yes, it does. And then you have a set of ballpoint needles. So HA 130 EBBR is size 11. So like a 7511. So that goes right here too. I've never used mine. Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe I use my twin needle. And And then you get one more pack of needles, and it tells you what needles they are in your little book. I've never used my pack of needles. Mine are always brand new when I sell my machine. You are going to have a center pin. So here's your center pin right here. When do you use your center pin? When you're using like an L bobbin. So if this will elevate your bobbin, what you should be using is you should be using your class 15 bobbins that come with your machine. If you have other bobbins and you're not sure if they work, then you're going to take those bobbins and you are going to put them on top of your machine or wherever. It doesn't have to be your top of your machine. But if you have extra bobbins and you're not sure they're the right ones, put them next to each other. And if those bobbins, if those are the same height, then you can use those bobbins. Don't use metal bobbins. You just want to stick to these little plastic bobbins. And that's what you're going to be using. Class 15 bobbins, okay? Now, if you happen to have an L bobbin, I'm going to grab one to show you. I have tons of L bobbins. I use L bobbins in my multi-needle. I also use them in my PQ 1500. You're going to see that your L bobbin is much shorter than your class 15 bobbin. This is L, this is class 15, okay? You can still use them in your machine. I really don't. I try to stick to a class 15. If you're in a pinch, you're going to go ahead and take this off. And you are going to use your center pin. You're just going to drop it right into your bobbin case. Okay? And then you're going to use your L bobbin. And what that's going to do is it is going to elevate your bobbin. Okay? So all we did right here is we dropped our little, here we go. You just drop this in. And then you could use your L bobbin. It just raises it up a little bit. It's kind of like a little footstool for your L bobbin. That being said, I prefer to just stick to class 15 bobbins with my machine, and I stick to L bobbins in my other machines that they're recommended. This is like the prettiest color ever. What is this? Where did this come from? I love it. You know how you have so much stuff and you're like, oh my God, where did that come from? So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to put this back in here. So we've covered your bobbins, class 15, please. And this is your center pin. And I have never used my center pin in, I've used it before, but not recently in any of these machines. Okay, this is your straight stitch foot. Just has one little hole in it. Don't try and do a zigzag. You're going to smash your needle. And if you want, you have a spot for your straight stitch foot. You can use this for piecing. It says on here, this straight stitch foot is perfect to reduce puckering on light Oh, I've never read this. Here, let's read it. The straight stitch foot is perfect for reducing puckering on lightweight fabrics. The small opening on the foot provides support for the fabric as the needle goes through the fabric. When using the straight stitch foot, be sure to use the straight stitch needle plate. There we go. Maybe I'll use this next time when I'm sewing on lightweight fabrics. So here's your straight stitch foot. I love keeping my little pamphlets and all of that kind of stuff. But my foot, I'm just going to take it. And it goes right over here. So you can just put it right in there. Okay. All right. What else is in here? You've got an eyelet punch. I used mine once when I was doing a Kimberbell project, which was that little shoe that you put those candy tubes in. And I had to do the laces. So this is a little eyelet punch. You're just going to use it on something like this. Here, I'll show you. I'm going to demo it for you. Why explain it when I can show it? I think this fabric's important. I don't think I'm supposed to be using it. It's over there, but I'm just going to use it right now. You just, here, I'll do it on a double layer. On a self-healing mat, you're just going to take this and push down. Whoop, I got to push a little harder. And then it just makes like a little hole. See that? I've used it once in my life. Here are my bobbins. You get another bobbin cover. So you get your bobbin cover with marks. Here we go. I'm going to put that back on my machine. That's the one I love the most. You're going to get the bobbin cover without marks, which I put on my straight stitch needle plate, which is buried at the bottom of this compartment on my accessory holder. And then you get this one with a hole for cording. So if you want to be using heavier thread, you're just going to bring it up through this hole. All right? I've never used it. I've never done that before. Don't tell anyone. Maybe someday I'll try. So I'm going to just put that back in there. All right. I love this. This is your special spool holder. I'm going to get a spool and show you. Here's some isocord, right? And you know what? This is a great video for everybody. A lot of these accessories come with some of the machines that are basic all the way up to the Aveneer. But if you have a Luminaire and Solaris, if you have a Destiny or Dream machine, if you have a, I don't know, if you have a 1350 or something like that. So a lot of the machines have a lot of these same accessories. And if you didn't know what they were for, hopefully this video is going to help you. So I'm going to go ahead and take these bobbins and put these away. Here is a spool of isocord, and I'm just going to pop it on here. I prefer when I'm using, I'm going to take my medium spool cap off. I prefer when I'm using a mini cone like this to use absolutely no spool cap. Because look, see how nicely it feeds off? Or if I am going to use a spool cap, this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to take it and just put it in there, and it fits in perfectly. It snugs the thread back and it holds it in place, and then your thread just feeds off nicely. What I don't think you should use is don't be using these spool caps, because I'd say go without. I say this is your number one choice. Use this first. If you can't find it, then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go without, because it just feeds off nicely. But you don't want to use this, because guess what? At some point, your thread's going to get caught in between the end of the spool and your spool cap. It just happens. And then it's going to get tight, and it's going to pull on your needle, and it's going to snap your needle. And you're going to be like, oh my God, my machine is broken. What's wrong? I got to call Jeanne and Patrick. I'm just kidding. So your number one choice, if it fits, is going to be this one. And then after that, with a mini cone, I say go without. And then if you have to, then maybe go with the like tiniest one. I mean, if you have to have one, do this one, because it pretty much cinches it back, and there's not a lot of room for the thread to get caught. Okay? That's the order of operations. All right, I'm going to put this away. Look at all this thread that I spooled out. Isn't this fun? I love going through your accessories. Here we go. All right. What's next? Ooh, okay. See these? Some of you don't even know what these are, and that's okay. These are little bobbin clips. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't use them. So mine are like brand new in the package. And what you're going to do with these, I was just looking at my Luminaire compared to this. I'm like, oh my God, my Luminaire looks like the little baby now. And it used to look like the big mama. I still love my Luminaire. I wish Patrick would let me keep both, because my Luminaire is like, it's like my old pair of slippers that feel so good, and I just know it so well. But now I have a new pair of slippers that are so fancy, but I still want to keep my old pair of slippers because I just love them. Okay, this is a class 15 bobbin. This is the bobbin, I don't know if it's called a bobbin cover or what it's called. So it just goes on like that, so your bobbin thread doesn't go everywhere. And I'm looking at this right now, and look at, do you see how it has, I've never even looked at that before. I'm sure these connect, right? I learned something new today. How does this connect? Like this? Okay, they connect, but I don't know. I'm sure it's, maybe I'm let's see. So they go together, and then you can connect them. But I'm a bobbin boat kind of girl. So these are just going to stay in the packaging for me. Whoever gets my machine next, these are going to be brand new for you. Nobody's using them. So I'm going to toss these back in here. And this will just live in here. I'll probably pull out some of the accessories in this compartment that I, probably won't be using to make room for accessories I will be using. Next, what's next? This is what's next. This is, okay, let's talk about your bobbins, your bobbin cases. You're going to get 2 of them. One that's on the machine. And here's another reason you want the Aveneer or you want a Luminaire. It has a 1-step plate changer. I mean, come on. Was that like so slick? All right. Here is the bobbin that comes with your machine, and it has the green dot of paint on the screw. And that shows us that that green dot of paint is Loctite. And it glues your screw that adjusts your tension in place. Don't be playing with that, because that's a slippery slope playing with the bobbin tension. This one is the same. This is your alternate bobbin case. It's the same as this bobbin case. These are the same thing, except this one has the purple dot right there on the silver part, so we know the difference. And this does not have any glue on the screw. So you could adjust this if you want. But what I would do, I've never done it. Like, why do that? I've never adjusted this one. I use this as my secondary bobbin case. So if something happens to this one and I get a needle strike, or it's the weekend and oh my God, my thread is shredding because there's something broken here, and as it goes around, it shreds it, then I have an extra bobbin case to use. So I would just use this as your secondary extra bobbin case. It's called your alternate bobbin case. I'm going to put this back in my machine. This is the one with the green dot. And when you start playing with it, that seal breaks. And then we know when we service your machine, ooh, they've been playing with their bobbin case. Don't play with your bobbin case. Just rethread. 9 out of 10 times, that's going to fix it. I'm going to pop this back in. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this back into the bag. This is very important. I would always have an extra bobbin case because sometimes it's just, there's, especially if you get a needle strike, that can cause issues with your sewing and your embroidery. 2 spool nets. You get 2 spool nets. If you've never ever used a spool net, let's say you're using monopoly, and monopoly is like fishing line. It just poofs off of your spool. You can use your spool net to keep it neat and tidy. Sometimes my metallic thread, I've watched it do this crazy as it's feeding off. It throws off 2 loops, and then I've had some issues. Not with my Kingstar. My Kingstar is perfect. But other brands that give me issues, you're going to have the thread feeding out from the top or the side, and then you're going to put your spool net on. And what that does, it keeps everything neat and tidy and in control. Okay? So you get 2 of those. And I'm just going to put this, back on here. You get a cleaning brush. Here's my cleaning brush. Pop it in there. I don't really use this because I have beautiful I have so many cleaning brushes and so many cleaning tools. So mine will be brand new, never used. Okay, this is an embroidery plate. And I've never used it. But it fits over. I was reading in the book, in the manual, it says if you have like looping thread or something, you can put this on. And I've always gone, okay, if there's an issue, I'm just going to rethread. But, so I've never used this. I've used this on my multi-needle. It comes with a multi-needle too. It looks different, but it just fits right over. Do I have it on right? Okay, hang on. Let me tighten this up a little bit more. Oh, upside down. There we go. This, I'm going to take off the foot. The hole in the plate goes over the hole in the foot. Do you see that? And it just snaps on. It just snaps on. Look how easy it is. Okay, maybe mine just isn't meant to go on. There we go. Okay. And, but I've never used it before. I think I have to investigate it more. Do you know you can look this up on your machine? You know what? I'm going to do that at another time. But that is like the embroidery plate. I honestly don't know when to use it, and I've never had to. I've never used mine ever. So I'm just going to put it away. And my embroidery is beautiful, so I don't feel like I need to use it. What's going on here? I usually lower it down. Oh, you know what? I hadn't put this down in the back. Okay, next. So now all my bags are done here. Let's see what else comes out of the box. I love you, spool stand. If you have the Luminaire or Solaris, this comes with both of those machines. And this is the spool stand. I'm going to show you how I like to open it. I use my belly. Here we go. Here's my belly. I haven't had dinner yet. But I like to take this. So you have these two things. And you pinch in. This is my technique. I grab it here. I push it against my belly. I pinch. And then with these fingers, I kind of push up on that lid. Just like that. Right? Pinch. And then I take this and I push up with my fingers. I don't know. Maybe there's an easier way, but that's called the belly technique. I patented that. It goes up here. So you're going to see, let me back this light up. Right here on the top of the machine, your lid, when it opens, it rests there. You have two magnets right here, and it rests right on top like that. Okay? And then this is how wonderful this is. To the right, to the left, raise it up. Pull up your pins. Done. Isn't that nice? And then when you want to put it away, if you want to travel or whatever you want to do, these both go down. This goes down. Swing it to the right. Swing it to the left. Take it off and put your lid back on. It's just the best. I love it. Okay, there's a couple of things that come with your spool stand. And open this back up. Belly, right here. Got it on the belly. All right. Whoop. Got a pinch. And on the belly. I use my belly a lot. It's like another set of hands. Okay. So, here, let's swing this all out. There is a bag of accessories. Here we go. Right here. And when you open it up, you are going to have these, which I find very worthwhile, okay? If you are using a king cone, here, I just grabbed a king cone. If you put your king cone, which has a big opening on the bottom, and you put it down, it can move around. So this will stabilize. So there we go. And it's not going anywhere. So you're going to have two of these. Oh my God, I was promising myself I would keep this so neat and tidy. And look at the mess I've made already. All right. Just be careful because when you pull this off, this might come off with it. Now, the other thing you want, but you don't want to use this if you're using a regular cone because it doesn't fit. I love these. And I feel stupid sometimes because I've had these for years and I never realized what these were for. So these are special. They're not just for putting on the top of your sewing machine. I love 2D thread. This is 2D. This is a wonderful product and it's just variegated sewing thread. And when you put it down here and up to, and normally you would put your thread stand all the way up. I'm just going to, and watch this. If you're using this position, on this part of it, you're going to go from the back to the front and it feeds off, right? If you do this one, I know this seems counterintuitive, but you go from the front to the back, but it still comes to the front. What sorcery was that? I don't know. It's just the design of the spool stand. Just know that on the left side, back to front, and it feeds out on the front. On the right side, you go from front to back, but it miraculously comes to the front. Okay, what happens here is every once in a while, when you use a spool like this, the thread will loop underneath here like this, and it gets caught. That's what this is for. This is for putting on the bottom of these, and then look, it's flush, and the thread can't get caught under, because the thread, if you don't do that, it's going to get caught like this at some point. And you're going to be like, oh my God, my needle just broke. What happened? This is what happened. So you're going to take this and you're going to stick it on here, and then you're going to stick it over here. And if you're using this one, you're going to go front to back, but magically it's going to come out the front. All right. Am I the only one that, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that didn't know that. Hopefully, hopefully there's one other person that I explained that to, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know that either. So I'm going to take these. These I feel like are worth taking out. All right. Don't think I'm silly. I don't know what these are for. I have to look them up in the manual. They kind of fit up here, but it's not like they're snug or anything. So they're little hats. There you go. I don't know what these are for. This is going to be the worst part of your accessory lesson. I'm just going to throw them in here. And I don't know when to use these are. These are giant frisbees. These are, did you see Patrick's Pasties? This is another version of Patrick's Pasties. So you have these too. I've never used these. I don't know when to use them. And then you have these itty bitty screws, and I don't know when to use these either. I'm going to have you refer to your manual for that. These are things I don't normally use. Maybe in the comments, somebody can write those in for me. Don't hate me because I don't know what everything is. All right, I'm going to put these back over here. What else is in there? You've got your knee lifter. I love a knee lifter. I don't use it much with, hang on, let me tidy up. To the right, to the left. Oops, wait, you want to put those down first. Oh, and you want to lower that, and then you're going to snap this on. Love you, spool stand. You are so beautiful. Your knee lifter. You have an auto lift on this machine, so most people don't use the knee lifter. But if you're doing something like applique and you don't want the foot to go up all the time, but only when you want it to go up, you use this. And I'll show you how to use this in the sewing class. Let me put that back. Oh my goodness. I almost forgot you. This is the newly designed Stylus. And it's amazing. I was using it today and I was like, wow. Okay, so they've redesigned it. Things that I love about it. Here, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Ta-da! Sorry, why isn't it coming off? Am I not strong enough? Oh, sorry, I think it unscrews. Okay, don't pull, unscrew it. That was just showing you what not to do. That was all that was. And this new Stylus is going to have the little tip with the little plastic part here. What I love about that is the other one was really bulbous and big. And if you were using it in IQ Designer, it was hard to see. But now you're going to just take this. And I was like playing with it. I'm like, do I do a hard touch or a light touch? So you're going to have to learn the touch. It's like a boyfriend. You're going to learn what your boyfriend likes, your girlfriend. So, oh, sorry. And you're going to have to figure out what amount of pressure is going to work best. Okay. Now you're also going to have this tip right here. Oh, you know what? Battery. Okay, let me go get a battery. Here we go. This is one AAA battery, and you have a little arrow right here, and you just push, and the whole thing should come off. Ta-da! So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Put this in, and we're going to take this, and we're going to slide it back again. And we are in business. And if you get stuck and you need, like, on a like deserted island, you need to do like Morse code. Anyways, okay. So some takeaways. This screws on and off. Don't try to pry it off like I did. This is super easy to take off. The whole thing comes off, and it's AAA battery. And then this is, okay, I've been using this, and it's amazing. It's fast. It's just great. And I'll do another video where we're actually going to be doing that. That'll be part of our sewing video. There's anything else? Oh, wait, there is more. We're not done yet. It's kind of like Christmas Day where you're like unwrapping presents. And then you're like, is it done? But no, there's more under the tree. Here is your new buttonhole foot. So I think it's actually the same. Look how big the button is that you can put in here. We'll do a whole lesson on the buttonhole foot because it does so much. So you have a stabilizer plate. This is your stabilizer plate. This is just your regular buttonhole foot. You do not have to use them together. But if you have a fabric that is not feeding right, like maybe a tweed coat or maybe something super light, you can sandwich it between the stabilizer foot and the main part of the buttonhole foot. And then like if I were to put this, like let's say this stuff is like super slinky or super thick and it won't move. You can put this on in between and then it moves it all together. It stabilizes that piece of fabric. Okay. So you have a special spot, I think, in here for your buttonhole foot. I think it goes like right like this. I don't know. I saw this little, do you see that little cutout right there? And I'm sure that's for this. And you're just going to, oh, there. Did you see how perfectly that fit in there? So smart. I love stuff that's well designed. And this, your stylus has a home right here. But it also has a home on top of your machine. And it's going to go right over here. Isn't that nice? There used to be a little holster that went on the side, but now it's just going to sit here right on top. And I love this too, because you can put your stuff here. It says, your journey starts here. Oh, is that so sweet? Your journey starts here. It's like little messages. It's like little inspirational messages. Okay, I'm going to look in the box one more time, and then we'll go through some of these accessories, and then we are done. I think I got it all. You do have, oh, look at this. This was hiding. These are the parts that are for couching. So this is in there as well. You are going to have, all right, I'm not quite sure where I left off because my camera died in the middle. So I think I'm where I should be. And I just have a couple more things that I want to go over with you. Number one is going to be this packet of stuff. So this packet of goodies, I'm going to move this out of the way. These are your couching accessories. And you are going to have a bag that has your, this one is for sewing. So these are your two accessories for couching and sewing. And you have this, which attaches to the top of your machine. And honestly, I'm not really sure. I can't remember. Oh, no, right here. There we go. So it attaches right here. This is going to be different than the Luminaire. So that one goes right here. And you can tell it goes there because it has these, let me get it up. Has these little round parts that go into these little round holes. Okay. So this and this is the couching sole that's going to go on your digital dual feed, foot. So those are going to be for sewing. Now you are going to have, I'm going to put this all back right now until I find a home for it. These are going to be your couching. Oh, look at this. This is your couching foot for embroidery. And I'm not seeing another couching arm, so I'm thinking this couching arm is for both. And I can't confirm or deny that yet. But this looks to me like it's going to be for both couching and sewing and couching and embroidery. There used to be a straight arm, a couching arm that went, instead of being bent, went straight down. And I'm not seeing that. So I think this is going to be your couching foot for embroidery. And that arm is probably going to be for both. And I'll confirm that when we do our class. This is going to be collapsible eye needle, and that you see you can put your yarn through here and then thread it through that hole in your couching foot. And that looks like all of our couching stuff. So let's go ahead and we're going to put that away. We have our digital dual feed, or no, I'm sorry, our multifunction foot control. So let me get all of those parts. And this video is to show you what all your stuff is for. But this is going to also be your accessory prep video that you're going to do before we have our first class. So if you're doing your classes through A1, you need to watch this video because I want you to have this put together. I want your pen ready to go. So this is your multifunction foot control. We will set it up at your first class when we go through the settings. I'm not going to do that right now. Today is just being, the purpose of this class is to go through the accessories that came with your machine. So this is your main foot control. This is your secondary foot control. If I can just figure out how to open the bag. You are also going to have a connecting bar. I'm going to just cut this open. And then you should have a pack of screws to screw it all together. And let me find those. Okay, found my screws. Of course, I couldn't do a whole video without misplacing something. So we will set this up, like I said, in our first sewing class. But for right now, I'm just going to show you how to put it all together. You have your main foot, and your main foot, this will sew, and then you have a heel kick, and you can set that up for one stitch, reverse, needle up, needle down. So there's some different things you can set it for. So this has two purposes: make the machine go, and then you can select what you want this part to do. Then you have a secondary foot, and this too can be programmed to cut, reverse, one stitch. So there's a couple of things this can do too. We'll set that up later on. You have the connecting bar. So let's go ahead and let's open this. And you decide how you want to set this up. But I want you to do it before we meet for our first class. So you can set it up like this. You can set it up like this. You can set it up a little further apart. You can set it up a little closer together. I like to set mine up just like this. But every once in a while, I will be on the wrong foot and I'll be cut, 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 when I mean to go, 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 go. So just keep that in mind. And this foot is also, I also tell people, this is a habit. You got to create the habit with this. Because, you know, you don't even have to use this if you don't want. If you're just one of those people, you just want to make it go, then just use that one foot. This is not a requirement. But if you want to get fancy and be able to do different things with your feet, then let's set this up. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to set mine up this way. So I'm going to put the big part of the bar is going to go under this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over. And it's going to go right here in between this part and this part. And you can see there's like a sliding, you can slide it anywhere you want for your positioning. You have two screws. You have one set of screws. And I'm just going to do it right in the middle. And you have these little hash marks if you want to refer to those at all. And I'm just going to hand tighten mine, but you can also get a screwdriver if you know where you want it, and you can tighten it a little bit more. Okay, next you're going to attach this one. And this is going to go right here on this part of the bar. And if you want it closer together, you can have it closer together. That is up to you. Again, you can position it anywhere in here. I'm going to put it all the way here to this side. And you guys just do whatever feels best for you. I'm going to hand tighten that. And I have my screwdriver here, so I might as well just go ahead and tighten that on. This little pedal is going to plug in to the big pedal. Right here. And this, do you see how you have this for storage if you want it? So this can, oh my goodness, I've got a land shark attacking me. You need kisses? Okay. All right. Do you deal with this too? Okay. So you can snug this in here for storage and then wrap it around the base of this. And then it just plugs into your machine. And that is your foot control. But for right now, I'm just going to wrap it up just to keep things nice and tidy. And that is how you set up your multifunction foot control. Don't you love it? It's awesome. All right. Just put that there for now. I'm just going to put this to the side. All right, let's talk about the useless screwdriver. This is my old walking foot, and this is the part that your quilt bar goes into. This does not come with the machine, but I am going to transfer this over to my other walking foot right now. And I like this screwdriver. It's so small that it's kind of worthless, but this is the one time that I find it worthwhile. And once you transfer this over, here it is. This is the brother one. I like this. The Baby Lock one had a black plastic part that would always go bad. I would highly recommend just getting the brother one. I'm going to transfer it over to my new walking foot. Oh my God. I didn't even realize I had a Baby Lock walking foot. They're interchangeable. This is what I've been using on my machine for all these years. And this is going to go right on top here. Once you put it on there, it lives on here. You're never going to have to move it again. Does it go this way? Yes, it goes this way. Do you see that? So with this little thing kind of on the top part, and I'm going to screw it on. And then that is it. Again, this does not come with your machine. This is an additional accessory. But I know if I don't do it now, I am going to forget. And that is the one time I have used this screwdriver. That's it. And I'm going to put him back in his accessory case. Okay, last thing I'm going to do. So our setup is almost complete. Last thing I'm going to do is go through the rest of the accessories here so you know what these feet are. There is an accessory class that you'll be able to take if you purchased your machine through us. And if not, you can pay to take the class. And I just want to talk about the feet that come with the machine. You have your, and you're going to see some spots here are empty. Your J foot is empty. That foot comes on the machine. The V foot is your vertical alignment foot, and that does not come with the machine either. You will have an empty spot there. That is okay. Don't stress out about that. You can always purchase that foot if you want. This is your I foot. Your I foot is your zipper foot. This is your R foot. That is your blind hem foot. These are all feet that we show you how to use in the accessory class. Your G foot is your overcasting foot. Your M, this is your N plus foot, and that's your monogramming foot. This is the foot that you use when you do most of your decorative stitches. It has the groove on the bottom to accommodate those. Here's your seam ripper. Just push it in, and then it'll pop right out. And this is your button fitting foot. If you did wallflower with me, we used this to sew on our buttons. It was so much fun. I hope you'll use this foot. And we show you how to use it in your accessory class. Other feet that come with your machine. You're going to get your O foot. This is your darning foot. It is also your free motion foot, and it is a hopper foot. This is also a free motion foot. This is your C foot. This is my free motion foot of choice. Well, this new one is probably going to be my one of choice once I use it. This is your 1/4 inch foot. Comes with the machine too. And then this is the straight stitch foot that we popped in here that was in a bag. This is your Echo quilting foot, your E foot. But again, remember you have another one that attaches to that new fancy regulated free motion foot. And then this is the dual feed foot that comes with the machine. There are 3 other feet that I will show you when we do our sewing class. Here is your embroidery foot, not to be confused with your darning foot. Once a month, at least, somebody comes in and they're using that foot to do their embroidery. I'm always impressed with how great it looks. But this is going to be the foot that you're going to use for your embroidery. It is your W foot. And then these were the new free motion feet with the stitch regulated foot. And that is everything. Those are the accessories that come with the machine. Oh, the one last thing that I didn't show you was you get a thing of bobbin thread. And then you also get a little sample of stabilizer. That was almost all of it. I'm going to move this out of the way. And last but not least, and then I swear I'm done. You're like, I'm getting tired. You're either getting tired or getting excited, right? These are this is the stuff that comes with the machine. I haven't even looked in this bag, so let's take a peek. Remember, it does not come with manuals because there's an internal manual. If you want a manual, Brother will be offering a manual that you'll be able to purchase and we'll give you the information. Your warranty and registration, you should do this. Your bonus patterns. Ooh. I'll have to read through this later. Information on Artspira. This is one of the reasons you want to have a brother. Artspira is just going to get better and better. And if you don't have a brother, you're not going to have access to this. This is a huge, huge separation between Baby Lock and Brother Artspira. Artspira, my connection, all the whole Brother universe that you get to partake in when you have a Brother machine. Here are your snowman stickers for perfect placement. Here are your endpoint stickers. This is your calibration sheets. I've never used these before, but they come with all the machines. I don't even know what these are called. I think this is for making your own patterns, but there's so many great things in the machine already. I've never used these either. Oh my God. Design database transfer. This, you've got to do this. This will allow you to go from your computer wirelessly to your machine. It's very easy to set up. And it also is a design viewer. So you can see your designs on your computer without having to buy really expensive software. This is a free program. So this tells you how to, this is instructions, shows you, or just maybe tells you just a little bit about it. Quick reference guide. Gotta love a quick reference guide. Just threading, bobbin winding, things like that. The quickie stuff. Product safety guide. I have never looked through my product safety guide. Maybe I'll look through it this time. A list of included accessories. So this is everything that we just went over. And here's an accessory guide too. So if there's something you want to purchase, just reach out and we will get it for you. And we are done. Enjoy your machine. If you don't have the Aveneer and this is a machine that you're interested in, A1 Vacuum and Sewing offers a boutique kind of concierge service. We have customers from all over the country that come to purchase the machine from us, and we can support you because most of our stuff is just done via Zoom, via video. So come see us. We're A1 Vacuum and Sewing in Reno. I am Jeanne, and I will be excited to meet you, and I can't wait to start. We're going to be filming our classes that go with the machine. So there will be sewing classes. There will be IQ designer classes. I'm sorry. There will be design center classes, sewing classes. There will be classes for embroidery, accessories. We will do classes on all the features in the machine, like the auto split quilt sashing, the crochet, all the new features. There's going to be picture play, the stitch regulator. We will be doing classes for all of that. So look for those to be coming soon. And if you like what you saw, reach out to us. I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.